What if suffering wasn't just an inevitable part of life, but a profound teacher, holding the keys to deeper understanding and spiritual growth? Just as a tapestry is woven with threads of various colors and textures, so too is the fabric of our lives interlaced with the thread of suffering. It's a common thread, one that weaves its way through every human experience, regardless of who we are, where we come from, or what we believe in. Suffering can take many forms. It can be the sharp sting of physical pain, the heavy burden of emotional turmoil, or the gnawing emptiness of existential angst. It's a universal experience that transcends boundaries of culture, religion, and socioeconomic status. Yet, the way we perceive and respond to suffering can differ vastly. Now, here's a thought that might seem counterintuitive. What if suffering isn't just a bleak reality we have to endure, but a transformative force that holds profound meaning? This is a perspective shared by many spiritual traditions around the world. They view suffering not as a mere consequence of being human, but as a catalyst for growth and awakening. In the crucible of suffering, we are invited to delve deeper into the mysteries of existence and uncover profound truths about ourselves and the nature of reality. It's through our encounters with pain and adversity that we are given the opportunity to truly look within, to question, to seek, to grow. Contrary to our instinct to avoid or suppress suffering, these traditions encourage us to embrace it, to see it not as a foe to be defeated, but as a teacher, guiding us towards inner exploration and spiritual evolution. This shift in perspective can be powerful, transforming our relationship with suffering and opening us to its transformative potential. So, we are left with a crucial question: how can we find meaning in suffering? As we journey through the subsequent scenes, we'll delve into the various ways in which suffering can serve as a path to self-discovery, a gateway to empathy and compassion, and a catalyst for spiritual growth. Let's begin this exploration together. Suffering, a universal human experience, transcends boundaries of culture, religion, and socioeconomic status. Like a chameleon, it takes on myriad forms, adapting to the unique contours of each individual's life. It may manifest as the sting of heartbreak, the ache of loss, or the gnawing emptiness of disappointment. Yet, despite its many faces, the essence of suffering remains the same. It is an intrinsic part of the human condition, a shared thread that binds us all in the intricate tapestry of life. However, the way we perceive and respond to suffering can vary greatly. Some view it as a cruel, unjust punishment, an unwelcome intruder that shatters peace and joy. Others see it as a test of their mettle, a challenge to be surmounted. Yet, there are those who perceive suffering in a different light altogether, a light that illuminates rather than obscures, that reveals rather than conceals. From a spiritual perspective, suffering is often viewed as a catalyst for growth and awakening. It is an invitation, a call to venture beyond the familiar confines of our comfort zones and embark on a voyage of self-discovery. Like a skilled sculptor, suffering chisels away at our rough edges, revealing the masterpiece that lies beneath. It urges us to confront our deepest fears, question our long-held beliefs, and shatter our illusions of control and permanence. Suffering, in this sense, is not a merciless tormentor, but a wise teacher. It imparts lessons of resilience, courage, and acceptance. It teaches us to cherish the fleeting moments of joy, to find beauty in the mundane, and to cultivate gratitude even in the face of adversity. But perhaps the most profound lesson suffering imparts is the realization of our interconnectedness. In the crucible of suffering, we come to understand that our pain is not an isolated phenomenon, but a part of the collective human experience. It is a humbling reminder of our shared vulnerability and our shared capacity for resilience and transformation. It is in the fires of adversity that we are invited to delve deeper into the mysteries of existence. To explore the uncharted territories of our inner landscapes and uncover profound truths about ourselves and the nature of reality. To awaken to our true potential and step into our power. Indeed, suffering is not just a universal experience, but a universal teacher. What if suffering wasn't something to avoid, but an opportunity for inner exploration and spiritual evolution? This may seem a radical concept, but it's deeply ingrained in the teachings of many spiritual traditions around the world. These traditions propose that suffering is not just a random occurrence, but a potent teacher that can guide us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. How can suffering be a teacher, you might ask? Well, consider this. When we're in the throes of adversity, we're often forced to confront aspects of ourselves and our lives that we might otherwise ignore or suppress. These are the moments when we really get to know ourselves, when we get to see what we're truly made of. This is the essence of inner exploration. But for this exploration to be fruitful, a certain mindset is required, one of mindfulness and openness. Rather than recoiling from our pain or seeking to numb it, we're encouraged to sit with it, to observe it without judgment. This is where mindfulness comes in. It's about being fully present with our experience, even when it's uncomfortable or painful. Openness, on the other hand, involves adopting a receptive attitude towards our suffering. It's about allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, to feel our pain without resisting it. This isn't about masochism or wallowing in misery, but about acknowledging our suffering as a valid part of our human experience. When we approach our suffering with mindfulness and openness, we can start to see it in a new light. Instead of being a source of despair, suffering can become a catalyst for growth. It can help us uncover hidden strengths, develop resilience, and foster a deeper sense of connection with ourselves and others. So, what if we stopped viewing suffering as an enemy to be defeated and started seeing it as a guide, a teacher, a catalyst for transformation? This shift in perspective might not make our suffering disappear, but it can certainly change our relationship with it. Suffering then can be embraced not as a curse, but as a catalyst for growth. It's a profound shift in perspective, one that can illuminate our path through the darkest of times towards a deeper understanding and spiritual fulfillment. In the crucible of suffering, we are stripped bare, given the opportunity to confront our deepest fears. These challenging moments of despair and pain paradoxically offer us a unique avenue for self-discovery. Suffering, in its rawest form, shatters our carefully constructed facades. It peels away the layers of pretense and posturing, revealing our authentic selves. These are the moments when we are most vulnerable, most human. It is in these moments that we come face to face with our deepest fears, insecurities, and attachments. But these encounters need not leave us broken. On the contrary, they offer us the chance to grow, to evolve. It is during these times of vulnerability that we are given a unique opportunity to tap into our innate strength and resilience. We are forced to dig deep, to endure, to persist. And it is through this process of grappling with our suffering that we uncover hidden reservoirs of resilience within ourselves. We discover a strength we never knew we possessed, a fortitude that had lain dormant, waiting for the right moment to surface. Suffering also serves as a mirror, reflecting back to us our deepest truths. It exposes our weaknesses, yes, but it also highlights our strengths. It shows us what we are truly made of, what we are capable of enduring and overcoming. And through this journey of self-discovery, we gain wisdom. We learn about our capacity for resilience, our ability to weather the storms of life. We come to understand that we are not defined by our suffering, but by how we respond to it. So when we find ourselves in the throes of suffering, let us not turn away. Let us instead lean into the discomfort, the pain. Let us embrace our vulnerability and use it as a catalyst for growth and self-discovery. For it is through the process of facing our suffering with courage that we come to realize our true potential. We understand that we are not merely survivors of our suffering, but rather we are the masters of our own resilience. By facing our suffering with courage, we can unearth hidden reservoirs of resilience within ourselves. When we experience suffering firsthand, we gain a visceral understanding of the pain and struggles of others. This is a profound truth that many of us have encountered at some point in our lives. When we suffer, we are thrust into a world of discomfort and pain that can feel utterly isolating. Yet, it is in these moments that we gain a newfound appreciation for the breadth and depth of human suffering. We begin to see our own pain echoed in the eyes of others, and this can be a deeply transformative experience. As we navigate our own journey through suffering, we start to perceive with crystal clarity the struggles that our fellow human beings face. This newfound understanding can soften the hardest of hearts and bring forth a wellspring of compassion. It's as if our own pain has opened a doorway to a more empathetic state of being, where we can truly feel with others rather than simply for them. And it is here, in this state of heightened empathy, that a remarkable transformation can occur. We find ourselves moved to reach out to others in their times of need, offering solace and support. Our own suffering has made us acutely aware of the healing power of kindness and compassion, and we are compelled to share this with others. This is the altruistic potential of suffering. It can transform us from passive bystanders into active participants in the act of collective healing. It's as if our own wounds have given us the courage and the strength to help heal the wounds of others. Of course, this is not to romanticize or glorify suffering. It is a harsh and often devastating part of life. But it is also a part of life that holds the potential for profound growth and transformation. If we can find the courage to face our suffering, to really feel it and understand it, we can unlock this potential within ourselves. Suffering, in this sense, can serve as a catalyst for not just personal, but collective healing. And that is a truly powerful notion. Many spiritual seekers testify to experiencing profound spiritual breakthroughs in the midst of intense suffering. They find themselves standing at the crossroads of existential questions and deep-seated angst. This is the point where the human spirit yearns for something beyond the realm of the material world. The process of grappling with suffering can often lead us to question, why is this happening? Or, what is the purpose of this pain? These questions, though deeply unsettling, can serve as a springboard into the depths of spiritual exploration. They push us to seek answers, to find solace, to unearth meaning, and to discover a purpose that surpasses the immediacy of our pain. In this journey, the suffering that once seemed to be an oppressive burden can transform into a beacon, guiding us towards spiritual growth and awakening. It is through this transformation that we learn to transcend our pain and touch the realm of enlightenment. Suffering can thus become a catalyst for spiritual awakening, leading us to transcendence and enlightenment. While suffering may appear as an insurmountable obstacle, it carries within it the seeds of profound transformation and growth. This is the crux of our exploration today. We've journeyed through the many forms of suffering, from physical pain to emotional turmoil, and discovered the transformative potential each holds. We've learned that suffering is a universal experience, transcending all boundaries. Yet, it's our individual perception and response to it that determines its impact on our lives. We've seen how suffering can awaken us to the deeper mysteries of existence, revealing profound truths about ourselves and the nature of reality. We've delved into the teachings that encourage us to view suffering not as something to avoid, but as an opportunity for inner exploration and spiritual evolution. We've uncovered how suffering can guide us towards self-discovery, foster empathy and compassion, and serve as a catalyst for spiritual growth. Ultimately, finding meaning in suffering is not about denying or transcending our pain, but rather embracing it as an integral part of the human experience and a gateway to deeper understanding and spiritual fulfillment.